Alrighty, everyone, welcome on back to Friday Night Pokemon at Natural 20 Games. I'm your humble commentator, Sean, and we have, for today, a good, nice, smaller stream. We only got 5 rounds tonight, so feel free to strap on in, get some snacks, grab some water, and we'll get some Pokemon ready and done with. Welcome on in, welcome on in. Oh, we have Johnny Jester in the room, fresh with a new nickname, of course, not but a couple weeks ago. And then Krusty Chase, as per usual, won his week with a good old Crustle. Not being able to take some damage from Pokemon, from those bad Pokemon EX's classic normal Pokemon. As they get set up, we're going to get our stream bets in. So get ready. As... Here we are. We're going to start up a new prediction. That was from yesterday. Oh. All right, you guys have 5 minutes to put in your predictions for Johnny Jester and Krusty Chase to see who's going to be winning this round as they get things shuffled up and ready. And welcome on back, guys. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon Day. It's Friday Night Pokemon, as per usual. And also, our pre-release is tomorrow for Pokemon Pitch Black. People are excited for that set. A lot of fun cards going to be coming on out. I know Bossman Zach's making a Darkrai deck. I know a couple of people is looking at that Chandelier. So we'll be seeing how this is going to shake up the meta. A lot of people doing some deck tests today as well on the side of the tournament. Obviously not playing in it. So we'll be seeing how that goes. Let us get our board set here. They got basic Pokemon down. They got their prize cards in place. We all set, guys? All right. Good luck to our players as they start the round. Fist bump and flip into a Dusk Skull and a Team Rockets Articuno. So we got a Team Rockets deck here. Articuno. Let's get it on up. Where is it? Oh. Why is it not showing? There we go. There's Team Rocket's Articuno. With that Repelling Veil, prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to your basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. Then for 3 energy, 60 plus damage. If this Pokemon has any Team Rocket's energy attached, that's 60 more. Just good old 120 damage here. We got 3 Murkrows, so we're playing Team Rocket's Honchkrow and Porygon 2. So we'll be stacking our hand full of Team Rocket supporters, discarding them to Honchkrow's attack, and then Porygon is going to be benefiting off of all of them being in the discard. Moving over to Krusty Chases, we have 2 Duskulls, of course, hoping to get some Dusknoirs, or Dusclops and then Dusknoirs up onto the field, be able to control the and sack them to knock out the back line. Nice and early here. We're going to Pokepad first, doing a deck check, of course. Everyone, make sure you guys are practicing your deck checks, your prize checking. All right. Got to make sure everything, we know what we don't have access, what we're hoping to get as we're knocking out Pokemon. Very important thing to practice. So we're going to resolve our Pokepad here. Grabbing a Slowpoke, so it looks like we are playing Slowking. A Rare Candy, Secret Box, discarding some stuff down. Kyurem. Yep, we are playing Slowking versus Team Rocket here. Slowking, of course, being a top deck manipulation based deck. So we're trying to make sure we have nice and powerful Pokemon with stuff like Cybermaniac's code breaking, or the Stadium that puts one from our hand to the top. That way when we attack with Slowking, we do a nice big amount of damage. So we have 2 Slowpokes onto the field already here. There is the Academy at Night. That is our top deck manipulation. Then we're going to Lilies to get a redraw. Perfect turn right here. Like, feels amazing here to just absolutely dump your hand. Pokepad and all, with that Secret Box as well, in order to get a free fresh 8 at the end of it. Feels good. Right now, I think we're hoping to try to get a Slowking to start evolving, and also not getting Team Rocket's Factory to bump this Academy at Night. feel like Johnny would have already played it by now if we could. Or maybe at least a replacement academy. In case it does get bumped. Passing the turn here. No, we're going to get a Kangaskhan onto the field. Just might as well keep dumping the hand out. We got a Wondrous Patch in hand, I see. Alright, we just put the Kangaskhan down and pass the turn. We know this Duskull might get knocked out here. So we can move up the Kangaskhan for free. Be able to draw a good couple of cards. Roto Stick, we're going to take a look at our top cards here. Grabbing up an energy. Or not an energy, a trainer. We're going to go back in with a Pokapad. Grabbing up maybe Honchkrow at this time. Get it ready, get it out. There it is. Team Rattata, that's that Rocket Feathers that we're mainly looking at. So it's going to be all about that early game damage and making sure you get your supporters in hand. A lot of good trainer cards and support cards to get those supporters in hand. Got a couple of them already. We got our Team Rocket's energy onto it as well, providing 2 for the Rocket Feathers. To an Ariana. There is a lot of supporters that get you other supporters as well. Got our factory bumping it. Unfortunate. We're going to activate it to draw a couple more cards. At this point, do we have what we need? Our Kakuno is still up front, so we can't really do much. So we're just going to pass a turn as we get things set up a little bit more. Can't really retreat this Duskull too easily in this moment. Pokapad, going back in, grabbing up the Slowking at this point. No, we grab up the Dusclops. Hopes to do some damage. Grabbing up an Ultra Ball here, getting rid of the Clefairy. Don't need that. Don't need the Psychic type weakness on dragons. And then a Slowpoke. Already got 2. And we grab up a Latias for that free retreat for our basic Pokemon. Luckily, Dusclops can just sack itself to get rid of itself from the front and put up the Mega Kangaskhan. Then, with the free retreat of Latias, we can retreat it for the Slowking. Chase is still trying to get a good amount of cards in hand here. Got a couple of... Going to be Lilies again here with only 3 cards shuffling away. Don't want to be doing our energy for turn. Or our Wondrous Patch. Very, very interesting. I think you'd at least try to get the Slowking ready to start attacking. We definitely need to look for a Academy at night, though, in order to do that top deck manipulation to put a card from our hand on top. Kyurem or Metagross being the main 2 heavy hitters. That's Smoochum. What the heck is Smoochum doing here? Delightful Kiss. Search for 2 basic psychic energies and attach them to one of your bench Pokemon. Okay. Just our way to get some Psychic Energies onto our Slowkings. We're going to draw a couple of cards with Mega Kingscon. Psychic Energy, our Telepathic Psychic Energy, so we're going to round up 2 basic Psychic Pokemon. We fail to find. No need right now. Most of them are in our hand. At least most of our options are in our hand. There's the Smoochum. Free Retreat with Latios, and then we're going to Delightful Kiss and putting those energy onto Slowpoke. There we go. So that backline Slowpoke is now ready to evolve, but we still just need that Academy at Night, a code breaking, or just a lucky top deck. But we need a Slowking. Very important. Back over to Johnny. We're gonna Boss's Order up the Mega Kangaskhan, moving our Honchkrow up as well, retreating the Articuno. Let us attach some energy, or attach the Spiky Helmet, or Lucky Helmet, onto Honchkrow. In case it gets damaged, we can draw some cards. We're going to be able to knock out the Mega Kangaskhan. We do have 50 damage already on the Honchkrow. 2 oh my word, transceivers. Team Rocket's grabbing up some more support. So both of these cards grabbing up 2 supporters, Archer and Giovanni. Are going to be able to knock out this Kangaskhan. Need 5 supporters, I believe. 60 damage times 5, 300. I think a Kangaskhan only has 300. Yep, only 300. We're going to draw 2 more from the factory. Rocket Feathers for knockout. 3 supporters taken, or 5 supporters used to get 3 prize cards. Back over to Krusty Chase, putting up the Smoochum again. It's got a free retreat, so it's fine. Especially with that Latios. Now we just need to really on the defense. We're reeling on the defensive here, as only a good old knockout. If another boss's orders on that Latios could mean the end for us. We got our Slowking out at least. We just have to protect that Latios, and 2 Pokemon. Don't want to be giving up too much. Though it's going to be a little harder here, as, I mean, we're only getting 1 prize card a turn. If we are consistently knocking out every turn here, it's not going to be enough for Krusty Chase to really get here. I only happen to just get that early Mega knockout. That is the danger with running Megas. Of course, they do a lot, but they give a lot. They are knocked out. Especially Kangaskhan, it is a great draw engine for sure, and at the end of the day can be an emergency. I'm just going to attack with a coin flip. We're going to Cypher here, so we have top 2 decks, so we know what's going on. Pheasantipity, we're going to draw up those 2 and an additional. Perfect cards right there. You got the Academy at Night, and I saw a Night Stretcher here, so we got Academy at Night, Night Stretcher up the Kyurem that we discarded earlier in this game. back to our hand so we can discard it on top of the deck. Pokepad. There's the Kyurem, so we're just going to wait on the Night Stretcher. That is going to be our second Kyurem, or whatever top deck card we would need. That Trifrost, of course, being the main attack that we're using. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. Does 110 per damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. We're going to be able to knock out the Honchkrow in the front. And do at least soften up the back line a little bit. Getting that Murkrow out of there. Articuno would be softened up to only 10 HP left. So Academy at Night bumping the stadiums here. Let's put that Kyurem on top and get rid of this Honchkrow in front. Get rid of the Murkrow and perhaps soften some stuff. Ooh, we're going to be softening up the other Honchkrow with our Dusclops as well. Ooh. There we go. They have one left, but this is going to set Johnny back. This is essentially a mega knockout here as we knock out Honchkrow, Murkrow, and Murkrow in front. Only Articuno is left. This is a reversal here as we knock out 3. And only leaving up an Articuno as well. It's going to be a little hard as Johnny's just going to be focused on filling back up the bench here. Johnny? Got a Night Stretcher in hand, so I can at least get the Murkrow back. But at this point, we have a Slowpoke in the back line with 2 energy ready to do this again. As long as we retreat this Slowking. There's the Night Stretcher. So we have Porygon. We have Murkrow. Got a second Team Rocket's Articuno. Getting that Team Rocket's energy. Team Rocket's deck does not need to worry about energy ever. Because of it. Provides 2 energy of either Dark or Psychic. A dream. We're going to use Team Rocket's Archer. Each player shuffles their hand. You draw 5, your opponent draws 3, so it's going to set Krusty back a little bit as he had that Night Stretcher up specifically. But could get the nuts 3 draw here. Let's take a look. Well, kind of see usually what Chase has in hand. As for Johnny, though, we have, looks to be an Ace Specs of some kind, Honchkrow, and 2 supporters. I can't really see what that back one is. Ready to get the headset here. Put up to 2 supporters from your discard back to our hand, giving us some options here as we go through. Krusty isn't going to be able to really knock out 3 Pokemon immediately. Going to be able to maybe take out the Murkrow and the Porygon at most. Articuno is going to be definitely staying up. Drawing a card. Let's attach our energy for turn. Can't retreat the Slowking because of that Latios. Unfortunately, only working on basics. Nothing off of Telepathic. But we do Ultra Ball for the Meowth. Yep. And for the Lilies, getting a full redraw here. We did essentially draw the nuts. Meowth is now one of the, like, showing that it's one of the strongest all-rounder cards. Can almost go into every single deck, as a supporter is always needed. Alright, unfortunately couldn't get anything here, so we just move over to Johnny here. We put out Honchkrow, Giovanni. We're going to put Smoochum out front, Honchkrow, and we knock out the Smoochum and grab up the last prize card. We happen to get exactly what we needed, and Krusty just couldn't get the lucky draw from that Lilies in order to get the game over. Good job to Johnny Juster. Stay tuned as we get ready for round 2. Thank you guys for joining us for tonight's stream, by the way, guys. As per usual, we do this every single Friday. Our Friday night Pokemon and our Thursday night CEDH. We'll be adding on more to this in the future, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, check us out on our socials. Check us out on our website, natural20gaming.com. Of course, we'll see you guys here, round 2. Welcome on back, everyone, to round 2 of Friday Night Pokemon. We have Stephen A. and Eric are in the room here. Stephen has been trying Bucket Hat Arnell's father, going to be trying to get himself a nickname today, so we'll be seeing how this goes. But we get everything's ready to go as we put down our base Pokemon. I see some dark side game sleeves up in here. Oh my word. Oh my word. Alright, we'll see. Come on, Steven. As they get everything set up here, remember to check out everything, as well as let's start up some channel point bets here as Johnny was able to get it last round. Let's start up another prediction of round 2. As we have Steven versus Eric. Let's get there we are. Let's get their match started. You guys have 5 minutes to put in your predictions. Good luck to our players as they fist bump and flip into a Dusk Skull and an Enzora. Hey, Enzora. I love me my Ends deck here. So we'll see how this goes against the Duskull. What is Eric playing? Duskull is a support card among the 60 cards that we have. So we have a Meowth. We'll go searching for a supporter here that we're most likely using next turn. Or at least I'm assuming we'll be using next turn. Might have some other cards, some other supporters. We're also doing a prize check. Grabbing up just a Lily's Determination. Yep, just grabbing up a Lily's. Just a reshuffle. A redraw. For next turn. Cut that deck here. We already have 2 books of transmutations up in our hand, too. We'll be able to get back one of our Ends Pokemon very easily, especially with this Meowth. So if we are able to get this backline Zekrom out of here, Steven already has a backup plan for it. Unfortunately, Eric is probably going to be wanting to look for something for a little bit of hand manipulation. I see he's grabbing up a Badoo. Can't quite tell what this deck is. I see Jamming Tower, which is just another all-rounder card. I'm trying to look. Is that a Dreepy? So, okay, it looks like we're playing... Okay, it looks like we're playing some Dragapult here. At least that's what I'm trying to see. So I think I saw a Dreepy. There we go. Yep, there's the Dreepy, there's the Badoo, so we got Dragapult. Coming on down, hopefully soon. The Boogeyman deck, the meta deck of this standard rotation. Patching up our energy so we can retreat easier, and then we can start getting some Badoo up in here. So no Book of Transmutation soon, but that's fine. It's a late game. It's a late game tool. It's a late game tool. Not used quite yet. We got Enzoroark evolved immediately. It does have weakness to this Badoo, but not really going to matter too much. Maybe a little bit. As it does soften it up, it does make it easier for Dragapult's 200 damage to get through. So let's Lily's, get a reshuffle, get a redraw. Getting rid of those 2 books of transmutation. Like I said, they're a late game tool. They're not really used in this early game too much. So we're going to use up the trade ability, discarding an Yveltal to draw 2 cards. We have we have one of the Book of Transmutation. Can try to get the other one. Or Transmutation Tome. I think it's called a Transmutation Tome. Yep, Transformation Tome. Get our energy onto it. We need one more energy to start using its attacks, especially with that Zekrom in the back. Buddy Poffin, getting another couple of Dreepies out here for backup. We're gonna get our Dracloaks here for some card advantage. We have only a we have one Dragapult in hand, have no Cloak quite yet. We're in a Crushing Hammer, trying to get rid of that energy. That's a Tails, unfortunate. So no energy off of here. Surprised he didn't use the Pokeball to try to evolve the Dreepy in order to get some card advantage, get some card selection. We just Itchy Pollen and pass, dealing 22 to Zoroark. Back over to Steven, playing out a Munkidori, getting some way to heal Zoroark's damage. And then we're just going to Lilies again to reshuffle and redraw. For Munkidori here, moving some damage off of Zoroark onto Badoo, knocking it out immediately. Moving up a Dreepy here. Probably to try to rare candy? Is that what we're hoping for? A Lily's perfect draw here. Hopefully we can get fresh 8. See if we can get Dracloak or a rare candy and Dragapult. Be able to knock out that Badoo, get a prize card, so we'll be able to use our items here. Back over in a double Pokepad. Grabbing up Dracloaks. Recon Directive, such a good card draw engine. Just like how Zoroark's kind of is, right? Looking at 2 cards, getting 1, right? Zoroark is get rid of 1, get 2 cards, so you net 1 every time. Very similar ideas to it. And at the same time, very similar ideas in where it performs in, right? It's that bonus that you get when trying to get to your boss Pokemon, your big attack type of stuff, right? Dracloak being the middle evolution, it is truly a midway point in order to get that, to get a good amount of cards in hand, to get a good amount of support onto the field and around, and that way when you do evolve into Dragapult, you have everything ready to start knocking some stuff out. Steven, on the other hand, has something similar with Zoroark, but it's a little bit more, I would say, reactive than proactive, as Dragapult's kind of is. It's kind of used to net that 1 card every time. At the same time, you have Zekrom and Reshiram and N-Star Mantan on the back line that you already are kind of looking for, already kind of getting out to get that whole big damage. At this point, Eric is using it to fill up his hand, to find the big thing. Right now, Steven's using it as a way of getting his card, so it's kind of reversed a little bit here. Steven's kind of just using this as that midway point to just kind of like fill up his cards before he does his big attack. He is trying to find a energy at this time, though, with Zoroark. All right, back over to Steven's turn. We deal 10 damage to the Zoroark with Dreepy's attack. There's our second energy on to Zoroark. We're able to knock out this Dreepy. Zekrom's attack, of course, being 70 damage, so it'll be able to knock out this Dreepy in one hit. That Shred. This damage attack isn't affected by effects of your Pokemon's active Pokemon. Pretty decent. We're going to discard a Ultra Ball to draw another couple of cards. Bump the Team Rocket's Watchtower for N Stadium. Free retreat on N's Pokemon. You can look at Lilies in the Yard. Got two of N's PP up here. Giovanni's gonna boss's order up the Cloak to knock it out. Yep, there it is. Knocked out as we re-get. We have a Zoroark on the back line as well as two N's PP up. So if we can try to get at least two dark energies into the yard, we are able to then N's Castle up the other Zoroark and use its Zekrom version of the attack to get rid of the other Cloak. Back over to Eric. He's going to put up the Dreepy. Night Stretcher. Ground up a Fire Energy. Do we have the Dragapult and looks like that's what he's going to be trying to go for, is the Dragapult into with Rare Candy. Skipping that middle evolution, just trying to speed it out here, but it is a little luck of the draw. He has a sort of 8 in 60 chance, pretty much. A little less than that because he's used Pokemon. So I'd say probably like an 8 in 40. Twice? Did we get it? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, nope. Hey, do not have it. We're going to Pokepad here. Probably just grab up a Cloak. Oh, grabbing up Monkey Dory here. We did get a Dark Energy in our hand. We're going to Recon Directive. But we can't use it because we already used our energy for turn onto Dreepy. There's our Cloak. Do second Recon Directive. Rushing Hammer and I think a Jamming Tower? We'd grab up a Jamming Tower for the Binding Mochi here. Yep, grabbing up the Jamming Tower for Binding Mochi. Don't want to be getting that bonus damage if we get Pecharunt out. Rushing Hammer, let's see. That's a 1. Oh, never mind. Oh, no, it was a 2. There we go. It was a 2. So we grab up and we knock out one of the energy here. And we're going to be able to pass turn. But that is actually good for Steven as he has, again, those 2 N's PP up to get energy back onto the backline Zoroark. We'll do 70 damage here with Dracloak's attack. Unfortunate to not just get any Dragapults here. No rare candy or Dragapult at the same time. So, draw a card for turn. We're going to discard a card and then... Okay, we're going to attach for turn. Ends PP up. Getting that back on. It's ends PP up. One of your bench heads Pokemon. Yep, getting it onto the back line here. So then, do we have the ability to get Petch onto the field so we can retreat easier? See a Transformation Tome. Use its ability. Let's see if we can dig for it a little bit. Cyrus, there it is. There's the Pecharunt. We're going to take a look, grabbing up some other cards here too. Or we just failed to find. Grab up, yeah, we'll grab up a replacement and Zoroark. So there's the Pecharunt out. We can now easily retreat the front Pokemon here for our Zoroark and then reuse Zekrom's attack. Because Zekrom's attack can't be used by the same Pokemon twice in a row. So we'll move up that Zoroark. Let's get rid of that Cloak. And that is KO. That is another prize card for us. No Dragapults to see. Maybe we'll get it this time. An Lily's Determination, so we get at least another redraw. That's something. I'm gonna read Pecharunt here. Looks like we're going to attach up an energy on a Munkidori. He has a boss's orders in hand, so we're going to get up Zekrom. We're going to get up Meowth here. Instead of the Zekrom. Surprise, not the Zekrom. Zekrom is the one that we use most of the attacks on, but... we're not able to retreat it because Pecharunt only pulls up Dark-type Pokemon. Unfair Stamp. We're going to reshuffle and redraw. Steven's only going to get a couple cards, though, compared to Eric's, I believe, 5. There we are, 5. Got a Meowth. Got our own Pecharunt. Nope, Pheasantipity. Redraw 3 is our last Pokemon to get knocked out. Rushing Hammer, let's get rid of another energy off of the board. Get rid of one of the energies from that backline Zekrom. Zoroark. We should have... do we not have a Dragapult in our discard here? Doesn't seem like it. Moving back over to Steven. No Dragapult yet. Energy for turn. It pushes up Dark Time here. We're gonna Lilies, get a redraw. Very good couple of cards that we got. think Steven might be looking for maybe a boss's orders to get rid of the Fez. That way we can get 2 prize cards and then knock out just 1 Pokemon. We did get the bosses, but we did use our lilies. Pokeball. Or discarding it to trade. Catching an energy for turn. So Zoroark is poisoned at the moment. We're going to knock out the Drag Cloak. Putting up the Dreepy. Got a Night Stretcher in hand as well to grab up a energy. Then we can Petra Run up that backline Zoroark. And then Boss's Order up the Fezandipity and get a knockout right there. Ooh, red card though. That might put a wrench in the plan. There's 3. Eric's kind of counting up what's going on. Alright, first we're going to Ultra Ball here. Did we get our... Yeah, because we got a pull. Did we get our rare candy? We did get our rare candy. No, we didn't. Crispin. Okay, grabbing up both of our energies onto here. There's our rare candy. Evolved to Dragapult. We're going to be able to knock out the Zoroark here. Soften up the back line, but I don't think it'll be enough. $320 HP on the Dragapult, so yeah, Steven's probably is definitely going to be Boss's ordering up the Fezandipity, then knocking out with the Zoroark. Let's see that play out here. Ooh, let's read up Zekrom. Only does 250 though. I think the Fezandipity is 210. So we're gonna soften up. 200 for knock, 60 for the rest on the back line of that Monkey Dory. 3 prize cards. Steven, let's show it. Let's take a look though, because we do have do have some. Yeah, unfair stamp did stop him. Let's see him discard into it. Let's trade. Discarding a Zekrom to trade, or Zoroark to trade. There's the boss's orders. Top decked it from that trade. Good job, Steven. As he was able to get the 1 card he needed. Very consistent plays, and unfortunate for Eric, just couldn't find the early game Dragapult to soften up the back line and soften up everything as it's going, especially with a lot of the Ends deck. Very important is that backline is having those Ends Pokemon to use and borrow attacks from. So, just couldn't find the 1 titular Pokemon, the 1 titular Mon that we could use to get some damage in. So, we will be right back here with round 3. We have 5 rounds today. Just as a reminder, we have 5 rounds today. So, we'll be right back with round 3. Good job to Steven. In the meantime, check out our website, natural20gaming.com, for all your tabletop needs. Magic, Pokemon, Dungeons & Dragons, board games, all of what you're looking for. We'll be right back here. Stick around. Alrighty, welcome on back to the feature match of Pokemon Fridays at Natural 20 Games. So, we are back with Steven in the room with us. There we go. Whoops. That was weird. Giving him numbers. Alright, Professor Dogwood as well coming on back on stream. Hi, Jose. We're playing tonight. So we got all things set up. Alright. We'll be starting up the round. We'll be setting up predictions here real soon. Yeah, choose outcome. All right, so put in your predictions for Stephen A versus Professor Dogwood. You guys have 5 minutes on predictions. You guys know what's being played now. We got Yveltal versus the Dunsparce up in the start. I know that Dogwood is playing. We saw, at least last round, we saw Ends Zoroark. But I know Dogwood's playing Alakazam. Big hand, big swing. Yveltal Pog. Absolutely Yveltal Pog. What a cool legend. What a cool legendary from X and Y. Ox Legend. So Steven's going to start us out. He's got us a couple of redraws here. Do we have Buddy Buddy? Yep, there we are. We can get our Zorua. Buddy Buddy is going to grab up our Zoruas. We have a Zoroark in hand as well. Our Steven won last round, so we can see if he keeps up that momentum. Dogwood, Professor Dogwood also going 2-0 into this round. Perfect. This is where things can get kind of dicey here, as people are getting knocked out. People are losing left and right. Going up the board already. We have a Zekrom on hand, ready to get evolved. Professor Dogwood drawing a card here. Two Dunsparces we'll be having soon. Dawn is going to grab us up our evolution line. So we got an Abra. Grab up the Dunsparce. There we are. And then lastly, of course, Alakazam, our other third evolution. There it is. Alakazam is the main titular Mon of Dogwood's deck here. Psychic Draw. When you play this Pokemon to evolve one of your bench Pokemon or one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability to draw 3 cards. In a powerful hand, deal 2 damage per card in hand on your opponent's active Pokemon. It's also damage counters. It's not actual damage. So we have up our Abra. Put up a telepathic energy to grab up 2 more Abras. Then we're going to Dunsparce here. So Dogwood is going to be, of course, using not only Psychic Draw, but Dunsparce to fill up his hand with as much cards as possible. He's also going to be playing things like, as you can see, Dawn and other 1 for multiple cards here. Trying to go up in hand number, trying not to use as much of the cards as he can. as he knocks out his opponent's Pokemon, dealing a lot of damage. So we'll be seeing almost like 20 plus cards in hand all the time. On the flip side, Steven's just going to be playing out his support and dealing some damage. Bread and butter, of course, of N's Pokemon is to have N's, 2 N Zoroarks, Zekrom, and a Pecharunt. That way you can flip between them, or even N's Castle, any sort of free retreat cost type of effect. That way we can easily retreat and move things around. Pokeball, Buddy Poffin discarding, and Zekrom where it'll discard. You can always get it back with a Night Stretcher or a Tome of Transformation. Or Transformation Tomes. A new tech that I see people experimenting with mainly right now. I haven't been able to actually see it pop off or be used quite yet. I feel like it's a very supplemental card with a Night Stretcher. So let's start trading away cards. I want to see, I hope we get to see Steven use the Tome here to get and trade his Meowth for Zekrom. Or he might just get a Night Stretcher and do it the old-fashioned way. Which he has a Night Stretcher in hand already, so. Looking to equip. Yep, there we are. Attaching a energy for turn. Got another one in hand as well. Get ready. So we passed the turn. Back over to Professor Dogwood, grabbing up a Dunsparce. Let's start evolving. Psychic Draw. I will say a lot of the new cards here are going to be knocking out this Kadabra list, Alakazam list. Unfair Stamp, of course, being one of the ace specs that we run, as well as the newer one, on the red card, making your opponent go down to 3. Buddy Poffin. Doing sort of a prize check, I think, with it. There's a whiff. Okay, he was actually searching for something here. Unfortunately, couldn't find exactly what he wanted, though. Probably in the prize cards. Trying to get a Badoo? Boss's orders. We're gonna boss up the Meowth. Putting out a single Dunsparce. We'll just pass the turn. No attacks, no nothing. I'm just waiting to get Alakazam onto the field to deal some damage. N's Castle, draw it up. An Unfair Stamp as well. Got an Unfair Stamp pretty much ready for when he does have a big hand. I don't think Professor Dogwood doesn't really have anything like an Unfair Stamp in his own deck. Maybe a red card. As obviously Alakazam wants a big hand. Can't use Unfair Stamp to go down. He's going to attach that energy for turn. And then Night Stretcher up, the Zekrom. Yep. So instead of Transformation, we'll just use the Night Stretcher here as we have everything ready for N's Zoroark to start dealing some damage. But we need to retreat this Meowth. We don't have any free retreat. Need to get a Pecharunt. See if we can draw into our Petch. Got a Fez. Got a Zoroark, no Petch. We already used our supporter for turn. So I can't use that Cyrus. Boss's orders can't use. Yep, we're a little bit in a little bit of a pickle. Gotta wait until one turn to start popping off here. But Professor Dogwood's gonna go to turn here. Alakazam, let's draw 3 cards. It's all of these 2-for-1s here, so Kadabra, we're going to use that ability, draw 2. Let's do it again. See a Dedenne. What the heck is a Dedenne doing there? Put a trainer card from your discard pile into your hand. Makes sense. That way we can get more of these 2-for-1s. Boss orders, just kind of like a easy reuse ability for trainers. A lot of trainers not really easy to reuse and re-get back from the discard. And it's going to be one of our only ones. So it is an attack. So it's very telegraphed. Get a Shaman, a Dunsparce, and an Alakazam. There's a Dunsparce. Let's use its ability, drawing a couple cards here. Fan, Pokepad, Buddy. Move that away. Dunsparce put up front. We can then do it again, because we have that Pokepad, so we can get our Dunsparce back and play on to our Dunsparce. Getting another 3 draws. Do a Pokepad here, searching it up. There it is. Once again, we are just drawing cards right now, ladies and gentlemen, and in between, just drawing cards. Nothing yet, though. No energy whatsoever to put onto our Alakazam. Redrawing the R3. Do we finally finding our card here? Alakazam being put up front. We got our telepathic energy as well. There it is. Shaman put onto the bench. Before we shuffle away, we'll start doing with a Buddy, getting another Dunsparce, 2 Dunsparce. Got a handheld fan as well. Air balloon onto Shaman. Just in case, I guess it gets bosses ordered. Interesting. Imagine we would want to wait to put our air balloon down. Powerful hand, knocking it out. Grabbing up our 2 prize cards. Moving up a Zoroark. So now we have a little bit of our engine going, kind of, right? Dealing powerful hand, dealing a lot of damage. And slowly going to be building up back that hand even more and more against these EX Mons and big health Mons with the Dunsparces that we're just going to be constantly recycling over and over again, drawing 6 cards hopefully at a time if we have 2 more Dunsparce. Hopefully we have 2 Dunsparces in hands we can start using. Or at least ways of getting them. Got Dawn, Pokepads. Those would be the best ways. Play out a Fez. Last Pokemon did get knocked out here, so we're going to draw 3 cards once again. We have a little bit of our own engine already started. We just need a Runt or Ends Castle to really start going off between our 2 Zoroarks and Zekrom. Catching our energy for turn. Alakazam's going to get knocked out here, probably. Probably, no, definitely. We're just going to use our Lilies here, getting a fresh 8 before we do knock out, though. Gonna see an unfair stamp here, probably. What we're hoping to grab up, or a red card. Something to set him back. Got none of those. We already used up all of our trade abilities and our Fez. Got our Tome of Transformation, though, so when it does come time, we're just going to go for the knock. Back over to Professor Dogwood. Drew up our energy, so we do have at least our Alakazam powered up. Let's get it on in so we can draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. That is a Night Stretcher. Got a Pokepad here, grabbing up a Dunsparce. We're gonna need 14 cards in hand to knock out Zoroark. There it is, 3, and then shuffling it away. We're able to powerful hand. But also, yeah, so we can probably Night Stretcher up Kadabra to get another couple of draws here. I'm going to actually stretch it for Alakazam first, and then just going to rare candy it. Ooh, instead, actually, we're going to... Is that a Genesect? Very interesting Genesect here with Ace Nullify. If the Pokemon has a Pokemon... If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, your opponents can't play any Ace spec cards from their hand. Probably going to be seeing that come into play and then attach a handheld fan? Yes, we are. There's that Genesect. So no A-Specs. That does mean no... Home insurance. Oh, he's taking a look at the hand here with Airy. But that does mean no unfair stamp. So we're going to reveal their hand and discard 2 items. 2 ends PP up. And are now discarded. Start out with a Dead Dunsparce again. Going to be able to evolve and draw 3. So we can do that to Dunsparce at any point. Doesn't have to be exactly when we play it. Powerful hand, knockout, another 2 prize cards. Alakazam showing its chops. Getting some damage in. Moved up our other Zoroark here. Alright, now we're going to Toma Transformation. Cyrus. Discarding it to trade 2. Got another Zoroark in hand. Can't evolve. Doesn't have anything to evolve from. Trading again, or Peasantipity here. Then we got the Transformation Tome. Finally, get to see it in action. We're actually getting back a Zorua in this instance. So you have to play 2 at a time. And then choose a basic Pokemon in our discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. Any attached cards, damage counter, special condition, turns, and other effects remain on the new Pokemon. So, because it says turns in play, that remains. Therefore, that Pokemon that we traded out for has been in play for the same amount of time as the other one. So we can evolve it immediately into Zoroark. Past the turn here. Boss is ordering up the Genesect. Just need our own boss's order here. Hilda, getting up the energy. There we go, yeah. Just getting up an energy to attach to Genesect, retreat it for turn. We're putting up the Alakazam and knocking out the Zoroark. And that is Professor Dogwood winning with Alakazam Psychic Draws. Very fun deck indeed. Knocking out Steven's win from last round here. Gonna be trying to battle up, trying to see if he can hopefully get 3rd, 4th place or something like that. Good luck to our players in the next round. We'll be back for round 4, our semifinals. of our Swiss tournament here. 5 rounds, of course. Check out all of our stuff, all of our socials, and all the other stuff. Let's go, indeed. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
To be sure, chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time it comes back to you.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome on back to round 4 semifinals of Friday Night Pokemon Natural 20 Games. It's all right on the playmat, as you guys can see in front of you. Welcome on back, welcome on back. We have in the room today, choose our winner of last round, which was Professor Dogwood. Good predictions right there. Let's choose another here. It's round 4. It is time to start betting on, with your channel points, of course, Bobbert. Back on in it. And against Anthony P. You guys have 5 minutes to set in your bets. Good luck, good luck. Put in your channel point bets in the meantime. Bobbert and Anthony has not been on stream we haven't seen all day. Our table 1 slot is a very interesting game, but we'll see how our undefeateds going into the final round, who our 2 players will be. In the meantime, welcome on back, everyone. How's everyone been? We got a lot of stuff happening on within this next couple of stuff. We got tomorrow's Pitch Black pre-release. Next week, the 18th, we'll be having a Lorcana pre-release. And then the 1st of August, we have of course, our Pokemon Invitational. So, Pokemon Invitational is going to be at 11 in the morning on August 1st. So come on and tune in to the stream then. We have over 70 people confirmed for it. Even more coming on the way. And it's going to be a big old prize pool and a lot of fun decks and a lot of fun personalities coming on to the stream. So, tune in and get ready for that. Good luck to our players as they are going to fist bump and flip into a Ethan's Cyndaquil versus N. Ethan versus N. This is the wrong generation. Ethan, what are you doing in Gen 5? In the meantime, though, it's Buddy popping here, grabbing up some more Zoroarks onto the bench line. That way we can get, Zoroark. Guarantee it onto the field. You see a Lily's in hand. A couple of other fun cards. I can't tell what the heck that one is. That's a Tatsugiri? Tatsugiri. Cool. I think it's a attract customers ability. Let's draw a good couple of cards. Grab up a couple of supporters. Oh, no, never mind. This is not an Ends deck. This is a Mega Greninja deck. What in the world? We're playing Mega Greninja up in here. Let's see that Mega Greninja. Hopefully we can see Mortal Shuriken come on down, where you can discard some basic water energies to deal some damage. Then that Ninja Spinner attack, dealing a whole bunch of damage. We got 2 Froakies putting it onto the field. I already got a Frogadier in our hand as well. It's not even a fancy Frogadier, Anthony. We are lacking. We are lacking here. Moving over to Bobber's turn. We're putting a Cyndaquil, a Dreepy. Okay, we're playing Dragapult. Never mind. All right, I got duped twice. I thought we were playing Ends versus Ethans, but no, we're playing Mega Greninja versus Dragapult. But you know what? All right, we're down for that. Gonna be seeing Ends Typhlosion coming down soon here. So, we're gonna be buddy popping in here, doing a prize card check as well, making sure we have everything. We did our prize check. What do we want to get, Bob? Another Cyndaquil and Dreepy? And a Victini. Victini, of course, is, let's take a look here. Victory Cheer! Attacks used by your Evolution Fire-type Pokemon do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is mainly for Ethan's deck here, just to get a little more damage coming through. Then, of course, Ethan's Typhlosion. It's big ol' attack, dealing 160. We deal 40 damage. We're to go for a big attack. 40 damage onto Zorua. Softening it up, you know. Giving him a warning shot. Air Balloon onto Zorua. Getting our card draw engine out of here. So we only use Zoroark for its trade ability. Of course. Not its main attack, and you know, its whole theming and being a cool guy. We got another Froakie out onto the field. Getting it ready to be a Greninja here soon. Got a Frogadier, hopefully. I don't think Frogadier has anything important when it comes to what our game plan for Greninja is. Yes, Frogadier doesn't have too much. It has Summoning Ninjutsu, which is pretty alright in itself. Search for your deck for 3 Pokemon, reel them, put it in your hand, then shuffle. So we're able to at least get some Pokemon with an attack. In that early game, if we're able to evolve it and have it not be knocked out. But it's a very risky play in of itself. Especially right now, we are facing these fire type Pokemon, Cyndaquil, Typhlosion. They're going to be weak to our water types. So this is actually a very good matchup for Anthony coming into this. We're going to trade here first. Air Balloon, equipped Zoroark. No water type energies yet. Got another Frogadier. Set and ready for when we do get it. Retreat. And pass the turn. No attacks. Oh, and nothing else either. Bobber just passes, draws and passes. No support, no trainers, no items to use. Unfortunate. He has bricked. And there it is, the Mega Greninja. Hitting the field. With that SR2, absolutely a gorgeous card here. 350 HP, so as that Mortal Shuriken, once in your turn, if it's in the active spot, discard a basic water energy. Deal 6 damage. Put 6 damage counters onto your opponent's Pokemon. And then Ninja Spinner for 2, 120 plus, you may put a energy, attach this Pokemon into the hand to deal 80 more damage. We do have a energy. We can start dealing damage to the back line, if need be. We're gonna Dawn. Probably grab up another Mega Greninja here. Frogadier as well. And our basic Pokemon. Probably some type of support EX here. I saw Meowth. Be the move. Yep. Just getting them ready. Maybe a Zorua. Get ready for another Zoroark coming down. Nope. Alright, yep. He just grabs up the Meowth, Frogadier, and Mega Greninja. Two of them, a backup, of course, getting ready to deal some damage. Moving back to Anthony's turn. Proper, you're going to play that. Frogadier. As is Tranquility, I see in hand as well. A way of healing some damage and moving. Do Summoning Jutsu. Grabbing up a couple of Pokemon cards and putting it into our hand here. Just 3 Pokemon cards of any type. I mean, if Bobbert's kind of bricked here, he has not able to really get anything. Unless he has a rare candy in hand he can try to use. So we got a Enzora, Zoroark, and... anything else, Bob? Anything else, Anthony? A Faroki. Just a backup. Back over to Bobbert. Going to turn, grab up an energy. And nothing else. Putting energy onto Cyndaquil, and we pass the turn. Nothing else. We are just letting Anthony roam free. This is not only a good matchup, this is also the perfect game. As we're just going to be doing knockout after knockout after knockout onto the bench here. Evolving our Mega Greninja. That's not Mega Greninja, that's Greninja EX. That's Terra Greninja. Very interesting indeed to have that one. Terra Greninja here is 310 for a Shinobi Blade, 170 damage. Search for a deck for a card, put in your hand. The Mirage Barrage. Discard 2 energy from the Pokemon. This attack does 120 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. We're just gonna boss's orders up the Cyndaquil with energy attached to it. Air Balloon onto our Greninja EX here. Shinobi Blade. Getting that Cyndaquil out of here as we search for a card. We just get an energy. We're going to Night Stretcher back up the Cyndaquil and pass the turn. This is unfortunate turn for Bobbert here. I think the mess up was a bad opening hand. Maybe even a Victini here could have... maybe grab something else? I don't know. I feel like this is just unfortunate draw after draw. We have now 2 Zoroarks and 3 Greninja out in the field. Alright, we're truly in it. Trade, of course. Do it again. I don't. At this point, I think I don't even know what Bobbert's looking for. I think honestly, he might be just looking for a Lily's determination to get a whole new hand, a whole fresh restart. But Anthony has set up to the point of no return. Patching our energy for turn onto Greninja EX. And just a Shinobi Blade. Keeping it simple, keeping it consistent. Taking another prize card. Now we got a Buddy Poffin to get a reshuffle. Anthony needs to take a prize card. There it is. And passing it back over to Anthony. Putting Victini up with the with the energy attached to it. It's not long for this world. It's going to be going into the discard pile here soon. How many rounds again tonight? 5. 5 rounds tonight. Light night today. Light night. People are preparing for a big old tournament. Big old 2K. The new rules. Froakie. Barrage. We're going to hit 2 Mons. We're just going to take out 2 Cyndaquils here. Moving back over to Bob. Draw for turn. Get a Night Stretcher. That's going to be able to do anything. Special red card. Just mess up Anthony's hand here real quick. Night Stretcher back up Cyndaquil. And pass the turn. Back over to Anthony. Pokepad, Rare Candy, and I couldn't tell what the last card here was. I think it's a Frogadier. Alright, let's start refilling that hand from that red card. Trading. Pokepad. Taking a look at what we have left here. See, like 1 non-EX Pokemon? Yeah. Alright. Are we gonna try to get rid of alleviate the pain a little bit? And there's our beach. Surfing beach. Once during each player's turn, the player may switch their active water-type Pokemon to your bench water-type. We're going to Lily's Determination redraw our 6 cards here. Making that red card, that unlucky red card here, seem minimal. Ultra Ball, Zoroark, Rare Candy, Lily's Determination are water catching or water net. Yeah. And he had the Neo Upper Energy to knock out the last 2 Pokemon on the bench as we discarded the last 2. Unfortunate as Anthony won here. Unfortunate for Bobbert, who could not get any couldn't get any Pokemon other than stage 1. You know, looking like Route 1 up in here. We'll be right back for our finals in round. We'll see how it goes between Jose, our top player, with his opponent. I'm not going to say who it is. And we'll be right back, so stay tuned as we get things ready. Alrighty, everyone, welcome on back to... Ooh, what the heck? Switch to finals. There we are. Welcome on back to the finals of Friday Night Pokemon. We have Luna V against Professor Dogwood. No undefeated today. All the ties in the world today. So everything went to time. And there was no clear winner. Unfortunate. But we have two of at least the closest to an undefeated we can get. 301. And they are here to try to see who gets out on top. Let's see if Luna can earn herself a nickname today, or Professor Dogwood shows and schools Luna. Teaches them how Pokemon's really done. I believe we have two very fun decks in this room. Professor Dogwood, of course, we saw playing Alakazam versus Luna's Ends Zoroark deck. So this is going to be very fun indeed. We trying to get here. Some good starting and opening hands. Professor Dogwood got some okay stuff. Hilda, Pokepad, full evolution line almost. Luna getting Tomes of Transformation, a couple of other cards, and Zoroark. Looks like we are all set, ready to go. Good luck to our players. Fist Bump and Flip. Pecharunt versus Abra at the start. Pecharunt is not too good to have out at the first, but you know what? It's okay. We can deal with it. We can deal with it. Just bumps up a Dark-type Pokemon on the bench, so that's pretty darn good. Being able to move it out quite easily. Might be able... Could have done it early. Mr. Dogwood's picking up from Pokepad here. So, like we saw the round he won, he is all about trying to fill up his hand as quick as possible and keeping it up there, and then having every single control piece known to man in order to do as much damage as possible, optimally as possible. Of course, hand's going to be filled with a whole bunch of chaff at some point, things that aren't going to relatively do anything. But we have seen a rise of single prize decks here. All of these non-EX, non-Mega decks rising in the ranks. Going back over to Luna here. Draw off your turn. Play out Zekrom, play out Meowth. Picking up a Lily's Determination. Get a full hand to 8. Doing a prize check at the same time. What is our game plan here, Luna? Probably trying to see if we can grab up a couple Zoroas here. Maybe Buddy Poffin, getting redraw with Lilies, of course. Trying to get some buddies, getting some Zoroas, get a Zoroark past the turn. Be able to evolve our next turn, no matter what we attack, no matter what gets removed. Here's our 8. Did we get anything? Buddy. It's pretty good. And a Darumaka. So at least something to attack with as well. Got a Zekrom already on the field, though, so don't really need too much else. Been seeing people talk about removing Darumaka from the thing. I've been seeing Transformation Tome being added. Got, of course, the Meowth support. Meowth is just too good not to have in any deck at the moment. Of course, got our Zoras out now. We have our Dark type energy in hand. We can start using equipment. Third Zora we can get out. Flipping onto our Zora, a Dark type energy. Really contemplating on whether or not to put a Darumaka or Zora onto the field here. Whether to have a backup just in case Zoroark. So we're going to put out the Darumaka and put up a Zorua. And putting a damage counter onto it with that poison. Want to keep our Pecharunt nice and healthy here. Don't want it to get knocked out immediately. Got our Shaman. Shaman with that Flower Curtain ability. Prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon that have Rule Box by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Hilda's grabbing up our Telepathic Energy and Kadabra. Start drawing some cards, start getting some of our stuff in place. Looks like we're going to be going gambling here. We're just going to be trying to raw draw cards. No card selection here. Hopefully trying to get a couple of Kadabra. We already have 2 Kadabras here, so we're going to be drawing 4 cards and seeing 4 cards at least. First one. Take a draw. Pheasantipity and a rare candy. Not too bad. It's pretty darn good, I would say. Telepathic Energy. Let's deck thin a little bit. Getting another Abra. Getting another 2 Abras. Putting them onto the bench. For our next Kadabras to come onto the field. As well as an Alakazam soon coming. Hopefully we can try to draw into it. Especially if we're threatening a knockout come next turn by Luna. Could try to use this Abra as a little bit of a sack tool. Oh, just rare candying up the Kadabra. Just immediately get it on and an Ooh! Enriching Energy. We're going to be drawing up some cards even more. But no, next turn. But we can at least knock out Zora. Nice and easy. Lucky Helmet onto Kadabra or Alakazam. Got a LGM? Or a BEM? An LGM in our hand here. Moving energy around. Very interesting. Interesting card to grab. Very unique. Luna's going to be going to turn. We're going to trade away a Black Belt's training. Draw a couple cards. able to at least get a prize. Press Dogwood. Don't forget about the buttons. I always think like the buttons would be like the best part of being here. He's just like, oh, I get to click a button every time I prize one. That might be just me. Boss's orders, Shaman up here. Trying to see if we can knock this out and deal some damage, especially with Darmanitan coming soon. Back over to Dogwood though. Didn't expect the Shaman bump up. Try to put another energy on a Shaman or force a retreat, but it's not too easy for that, especially in this deck. We got an enriching energy, so we can at least equip that onto Shaman, get the card draw, retreat for free almost. Still going up in cards. Maybe, let's get a little bit more options first, though. Let's see what we can get before we start going into that. Draw a couple. Luckily, it only has a retreat cost of 1. Nothing too bad. There's Dunsparce. There's our actual card draw engine. Enriching energy onto Dunsparce instead of Shaman. Drawing a couple cards. There's our 4. Nothing too good. Telepathic Psychic Energy. Say backup energy for when our Alakazam does get knocked out soon. If we're gonna dot it up here, getting a whole evolution line. Let's do it. Boss's orders we see. Let's get a couple more draws here. Kadabras. Got a Dunsparce. Cool thing about enriching energy into Dunsparce, shuffling every card attached to it back into the deck, so enriching energy gets another try and another attempt. So we were actually looking for a air balloon to get Shaman out of there. And now we have a good amount of cards to take out Darumaka. And maybe we can probably Boss's orders up something. Well, we're just going to Powerful Hand, knock it out, move up a Meowth, back over to Luna. Taking a second prize card here. Very consistent, small incremental wins right now, but Luna's just kind of waiting to get everything in place. So Cyrus is going to come down here, grabbing up some EX Pokemon. 2 Zoroarks. 3 Zoroarks. That way we have both, essentially, the Zoroark setup. 2 Zoroarks, both of them ready with Zekrom almost there. We just need some energy attached to them. And then we have our Pecharunt swapping between the two as they come in, use Zekrom's attack, and then retreat. Come in, use Zekrom's attack, retreat. Very good. Alright. Let's trade away up some of the other Zekroms here. They're used as trade fodder. Ends PP up. That's another way of getting some energy. We need more energy. Where is our energy? Where could that be? And another Darumaka. Could Night Stretcher up the Darumaka maybe? Or maybe Tome of Transformation is what we're looking at. Have any energy? We don't have any energy in the discard for ends PP up. We need to draw into them, please. We have everything else. We have everything set up, but we just don't have the energy as we have to dig with that trade ability. The best we got. So we'll get at least 5 cards we get to look at. Trying to get an energy per turn. Professor Dogwood also almost completely set up with a full thing of Alakazams. No matter what, Luna's going to be getting hit for a whole bunch of damage. Boss's orders. We're going to boss up something. Yep, we're going to boss up the one that already has an energy attached to it. It's fine. We have some NSPP up in hand. We can at least get something back. Knock. Taking 2 prize cards. Moving up the Zoroark. Nope, the Pecharunt instead. Drawing. We have our own boss's orders. PP up. We're going to trade it away for an energy. And unfortunately, that is not it. He just could... Oh, she just could not do it. Professor Dogwood takes it and gets today, defends his title as Professor of Natural 20 Games. Luna tried her best, just couldn't find the exact cards, and it was just too late, especially with another Alakazam in the back line. No matter what, it was just going to come back for revenge. Good job to Professor Dogwood, and we'll be back next week for some more Pokemon. Thank you guys so much for joining us at Natural 20 Games. I've been your humble commentator, Sean. Check out our website, natural20gaming.com. Check out ZENNI Optics, ZenniOptics.com for some stylish sunglasses or prescription wear at an affordable price. Use Natural20LV. Again, Natural20LV at checkout for 10% off, just to make it even cheaper for you. Thank you guys so much again for watching. We'll be back here next week, this Thursday for some more CEDH, and next Friday for some more Pokemon. Tomorrow we got our Pitch Black pre-release, so we got some fun stuff releasing. If you guys had anything on hold, let us know to come on by and pick it up, because we got some stuff for you ready for pickup. You have probably already been called for it. Outside of that, can't wait for Pitch Black. It's got some fun cards coming in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.